Welcome to today's S2K Smart Center class, Smart Center Roles for Inventory. My name is Joe O'Hay, and today I'm going to take us through all the available roles within Smart Center related towards inventory. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with S2K Smart Center, it's a role-based homepage that a user sees when they first sign into the system. Now, with S2K, we give you a couple of pre-canned roles right out of the box. These can be roles such as a sales and marketing role, but for today's class, we're going to focus on the inventory-related roles, which is we have an inventory role, a purchasing role, and a warehouse management role. So those three roles are what we're going to focus on today. But bottom line is, with Smart Center, it's completely configurable, and we have over 150 different KPI widgets that go out. They pull real-time data from the back office S2K Enterprise ERP system and then display them in real time on your homepage. And you can configure these, move widgets around, hide, unhide columns. So you have a lot of customization that you can do on this homepage. The great thing about Smart Center is its responsive design. And what I mean by that is because this system is browser-based, meaning you access it on any device with a browser, you're pretty much limitless on the type of device that you use to log in. So you can be on a desktop, a laptop, come in through an iPad or a tablet, even a cell phone. It doesn't matter to us. As long as you have a browser on that device, you can access Smart Center. One of the great other features with Smart Center is the to-dos and alerts. So we have two widgets. One is for to-dos. So to-dos, or what we call tasks, because we're leveraging a system-wide or company-wide CRM in Smart Center, you can assign a task to yourself, or you can assign a task or to do to any other user within your organization. So I might want to assign a task to myself to follow up with a customer in a few days, or follow up with a lead, follow up on a quote. But I can also assign a to-do to someone else within my organization to, go collect money or, follow up on payment with a customer, right? So you can assign those to yourself or anyone else within the company. And then alerts. Alerts is another widget that you get on your homepage. And alerts are system-driven workflow triggers. And what I mean about that is we have these workflow triggers that are available in S2K in the back office ERP system that you set up and define. And you'll get those alerts via email. But the great thing about Smart Center is now those alerts will show up right on your homepage. So this is especially useful. You're signing in to your homepage for the day and you want to see your alerts that you have out there. And right from your homepage, you can take action on those alerts. Some other nice features with Smart Center, we have bookmarks. So right from your homepage, you can have a number of bookmarks set up. These can be, links to, external websites or web pages, or you can bookmark to things such as your favorite S2K analytic reports. So there's a lot of different ways you can take advantage of bookmarks and have them just displayed right in a widget right on your homepage. Using Smart Center, you'll also have access to S2K favorites. This is going to be your favorites menu with your most commonly used, S2K applications or S2K modules, right? So if, I'm a sales rep within the company, I may want to have a favorite set up for order entry. And then without having to switch back to S2K Enterprise, I can drill right into my favorites right from my homepage. And then there is also a My S2K menu. This is an alternative to the traditional cascading menu that I'm sure you're familiar with in S2K. You can set up a completely customized S2K menu based on the important applications and modules that you want to see. So again, Smart Center is giving you a lot of configurability and ease of access, letting you see the information and the modules, the applications that are important to you, the user. Okay, so now let's hop over into the live demo and we'll show you around Smart Center. So this is the login screen for S2K Smart Center. You can see here that I'm inside a browser. I'm using Chrome. but you could use any browser, come in on any device. I'm using a Mac laptop, but as long as that device has a browser, you'll be able to access the software. So for this demo, I'm just going to maximize my browser, move it to full screen. You would sign in with your username and password. If you were running a multi-company environment, you would select your company. We'll just select Company 101 here and give it a second to load. What this is doing is it's going out to the S2K Enterprise ERP system and pulling all the real-time data to display in these widgets. So as I mentioned, S2K Smart Center is a completely configurable and role-based homepage for the user that they see when they first sign in for the day or when they first sign in to Smart Center. So you can see by default, I'm in a sales and marketing role, and we give you several roles pre-canned out of the box when you do sign up for this product. So there's roles for accounts payable, receivables, customer service, GL, and then what we're going to focus on today is going to be the inventory, purchasing, and warehouse management role. If the user had authority, they would be able to access multiple roles or be locked into one role. Or you could create your own custom roles. So let's move over to the inventory role and we'll show you around here. So to start, I want to just walk you through some basic navigation and the layout of Smart Center. Two important widgets, KPI widgets that I think we should start talking about is one, the My Task widget. This is my tasks or my to-dos. Now, as I mentioned, because Smart Center utilizes a company-wide CRM, I can assign a task for myself. This could be, a follow-up or an event, pretty much anything that I need to follow up and take action on, or I can assign a task to another user within the company. So you can see I have a couple to-dos that I need to close out today and take action on. So you can go through these, you can edit them, you can view them, or you can close them out. So I have a phone call here to Jane at Affordable Furniture. Let's go ahead and take action on that and close out the task. So you can see by clicking the entry button there, it's going to open up the details. I can see what the description was, all the basic information, and then if I wanted to log my resolution or what happened on this call, I could do so. Say spoke to Jane. She's all set. And then you would hit close at the top. Now you can also hit close and new. What close and new does, it would then open up another window to create another to-do for another date and time. So in theory, let's say you spoke to Jane and she said call me back in 2 days. I can do a close and new, close out this current task, and then set a new one, a reminder in 2 days from now. So let's return back to the home page. Another important widget is the alerts widget. As I mentioned, the alerts are system-driven workflow triggers that are generated from the S2K Enterprise ERP system. So depending on who you are sending these alerts to, they would show up on their homepage in the alert widget. You'll also get an email, but I think it's important if you're going to be utilizing a homepage, you want to see those alerts as soon as you log in, and you'll be able to take action on them. So you can see some examples here. We have a customer credit limit, a customer order was placed with a large total. So there's lots of different alerts. I think we have over 50 plus alerts that you can set up and assign to users in the back office ERP system. Other things to note as far as basic layout, users can have images here in the top left. You can also have bookmarks to commonly use, websites or web pages. These can even be bookmarks to analytic reports or dashboards. So you can see, I'm an inventory control person. This is my homepage, and I have an inventory turns and GM ROI report. I can click that. It's going to open up the analytics report, and I can run my report right from my homepage. Really nice to have. It's convenient. I don't have to do a lot of navigating, and I can access all the important things that I need right through my bookmarks on my Smart Center homepage. So you could have, unlimited bookmarks here. Here's your calendar. If you had to-dos out and you wanted to view each individual day or view your events lined up for next week, for example, you can do so. Let's see. You do have a favorites button on the top here. So if I select that, what I can do is set up my most commonly used back office S2K ERP, modules or applications, and have them set up right on a favorites menu. You can access them here through that star button, or we even have a My S2K Favorites widget where you can access them here. So I'm an inventory person. I want quick access to item inquiry. If I clicked item, it would open up the item inquiry button. So it goes out and displays the ERP screen right on your home page inside Smart Center. So I can grab the item I'm looking for, and then get any additional information I would need. When you close that out, it's going to bring you right back to your Smart Center homepage. This hamburger menu would open up the sidebar menu. We have some cool things as far as color options, right? You can select like a dark mode, so it gives each user some, customization on how they want their homepage to look. We'll just switch back to the light mode. And on the sidebar menu, because this is an inventory role, we've set up, by default, some of the things that are important to someone, that would be looking for inventory. So things such as, an item lookup, a vendor lookup, S2K Enterprise. This is how you would access the back office ERP. So if I just click that just to show you, this is launching the back office ERP system right within Smart Center. And you can go back at any point by clicking the Smart Center button. Here's that item lookup. So this is the item inquiry built right into Smart Center. Here's all my items, my columns, and you can move columns around. So this will be saved for each user moving forward. So let's say in theory, the vendor was really important to me. I can move vendor, right to the front here, the first column. Or hide it, right? Maybe something as far as a class isn't important to me. I can hide class. So it gives the user some customization as far as each widget, what they want to see. And this little filter button is the search, so I can search, on any subset, any category here. If I'm looking for an individual item or a group of items, I can find that here. So that's the item lookup. Jumping back to the home page. Why don't we take a look at some of these KPIs that are all related to inventory. So there's over 100 plus different KPIs that are available in Smart Center. Looking at the inventory control Smart Center role, we've set up this screen with a lot of inventory related KPIs, of course. So for example, up here we're looking at an inventory below its order point KPI. So what this widget would do is display any item that's below its order point, obviously. So you can see here's our item number, the item description, and the order point, and then what's available. So obviously with an order point of 297 available, this item displays in that KPI. So it's really convenient for somebody in inventory that's using Smart Center, just log into their homepage and see all the important things that are out there for the day. And these are just some examples. There's a lot more KPIs that are available, but let's just walk through the ones here that are most important. Here's another one, dead stock by item. So again, the item description, and what's on hand and the value. All these items are dead stock items. As you know, S2K is constantly ranking items A, B, C, and D. So you can see, for example, another KPI we have is inventory value by item rank. So you can see here's my item rankings and the value, and then we broke it down to a dead stock by item. So this is a good KPI. It might indicate to a user, what do we have out there that we need to, get out of our inventory. Another KPI we have is days of inventory on hand. You would establish the days of inventory. In this instance, it's 0, right? So anytime we have an item with 0 days of inventory, we're going to display it in this KPI. So here's the item, the description, Days of inventory obviously is 0, available inventory is 0, and our daily usage is 1.64. So it would display in this KPI for the user right here on the home page. Scrolling down, we have a POs scheduled to arrive. So here's our PO number, the vendor name, and the due date with the lines on each PO. The great thing about Smart Center is anything that's in blue here, you can drill into. So for example, if we're looking at this item on this days of inventory KPI, we click that item. It goes out and opens up the item inquiry and pulls all the data from S2K right here onto this page inside Smart Center. So you don't have to do a lot of navigating and jump between windows. You can access, again, anything that's blue that's a hyperlink, you can click on it and pull up the detailed information. So now we're looking at an item summary of this item, this premium paper, and you can see, all the attributes related to it. Here's our inventory breakdown. So you can see, based on that KPI, we were looking at location 10, there's 0 available. So here's your item breakdown. Here's your item, your open orders that this item is on. Any POs that this item is on would display here. And then here's all our sales history. Where is it in the warehouse, right? So what bin is this item located in? If you were using manufacturing, this would show all the items, all the MOs this item is on. And then if it was a lot controlled item, the item lots associated with that item would display here. Here's our vendor information, right? Who do we buy this item from? What is the minimum order quantity, the lead time, the cost? All that information pulls from the ERP. Pricing, quantity breaks, receipt history, it's all here. So lots of detailed information right within Smart Center. And you could have done the same thing for the POs. Another KPI we have here in the bottom right is an inventory value by division. So you can see here's all my product divisions or product groups and the inventory value associated with each. So lots of useful information. And really, this is useful information that you're going to get right on your homepage. So, you talk about signing in, you need to see the information that's most important and relevant to the user. And by setting up all these different KPI widgets right in Smart Center, I can see it here without having to navigate. Without having to go into the back office system and do a lot of clicking and navigating, I can see all the relevant information right on my homepage. So another role that we should touch on is the purchasing role, because that ties in directly with inventory. So you can see, here's another example of a typical homepage layout. In the top right, we're looking at our inventory values again by division. In the middle here, we have a nice graphical, rolling 12-month inventory value. So I can see my value across, each period. If I wanted to drill into a specific location, I can do so. Here we're looking at inventory value by our manufacturing code. And one thing I didn't mention is that all these columns are also sortable. So you can see, if I wanted to sort by inventory value, highest to lowest, I can do so, or vice versa. Here's another one, purchases by division. So you can see my month-to-date and year-to-date purchases across my product divisions. POs scheduled to arrive. And here's my purchases by buyer. I only have one buyer in my system, but if you had multiple buyers, they would all display in this KPI, and then I can sort, my highest to lowest, again, by not just month to date, but year to date as well. Here's another inventory below order point, and here's purchases ranked by vendor, month to date and year to date as well. And it looks like we have one other KPI here. This is a purchase item ranking. So these are my items ranked again by month to date and year to date. What have I purchased? So that's an example of a typical purchasing role. And let's now move over to the last role I wanted to cover here, which is the warehouse management role. So, what we've set up here is a lot of KPIs that would be relevant to a warehouse manager or somebody, out in the warehouse, right? So you're seeing a KPI here. This is pick bins below its minimum. So this is showing all my bins and the items that are below its minimum, right? So you can see, I have a minimum of 5 for each of these items, and I have 0 on hand. So anytime, an item or a bin goes below its minimum, it would display in this KPI here. Open bin replenishments. So anytime I had, any open bin replenishments out there, they would display here. So you can see, my area, which is warehouse, I have, 3 open bin replenishments. Open putaways, if I had any open putaways for the day, they would display here. And again, as you go through and start closing these out in the back office ERP system, it's going to update SmartCenter. So these things would pull or add throughout the day based on what's going on. Again, everything's in sync and pulling real-time data. Bin utilizations, if I did have my utilizations and my capacity percentages set up, that would display here, what is being utilized and what's the available capacity within each bin. And then I also have, transfer receiving schedule. So this is really nice, showing all my transfers that are out there. From what company, what location, what's the transfer number, and all the other relevant information. Here's PO schedule to arrive again. So again, we're trying to set up each role with the most relevant KPIs for the inventory, for the purchasing, and for the warehouse management role. We do have a lot of other KPIs that are available, so to show you how easy it is to add a KPI to a homepage, I can show you. So if you had authority, you would see this top toolbar here, and you can toggle on or off edit mode. Again, this could be an admin function, or you can give this to some users, maybe just the managers. That's up to you. So you would click the plus button on the left here, select applications, and this would open up, all the available widgets, but, we're just focusing on KPIs today. So I'm just going to search on KPI, and you can see all the different KPIs that are available to be dragged and dropped onto my homepage. And we're looking at a grid view, but I like to see this in a list view. And you can see we have tons of KPIs available across all different functions and modules. So just to give you an example, if we were looking for a territory ranking, a sales territory ranking, I can grab that, move over here and put it anywhere I want on my homepage. So let's say we wanted to drop it. Let's just put it on the top here. You would drag and drop that, and now I have a territory ranking. Here's my territories, by sales and gross profit in a nice widget right on my homepage. I can get out of edit mode, close this out, and in just a few seconds, I've now added a new KPI to my homepage. Okay, so that's it for today's class on SmartCenter roles for inventory. And as you can see, by using S2K SmartCenter, users have immediate access to all the important information that they would need without ever having to leave their homepage. And it allows users to be more productive and react to business issues faster. If you have any further questions, I encourage you to attend the Ask the Experts class at 4 p.m. for inventory. Thank you.